Now, yeah, it's streaming.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going?
How is it going? Is it going good? That's good.
We hope you guys are having a very blessed Sunday and hope you are enjoying the fruits of your labor and having a great time with your family. Today, we're going to dive into some sports topics, as you all know. NBA Finals, Stanley Cup's been going on, a lot of stuff going on in the soccer world. So, we're just here to keep you guys up to date and hopefully have some fun in the process.
Yeah, should be a blast. But anyway, jumping in, what you got started for us first, Luke?
So I guess we could start with the Stanley Cup. Full disclosure, I'm not a huge I don't have a very much knowledge about hockey players as well, but I've been keeping up with the Golden Knights and the Panthers, and still in a little bit of the shine, at least in my opinion, from the NBA Finals. It's 3-1. Golden Knights are a new team. Panthers came back in great fashion from what I saw last night. Stevenson, I believe, for the Golden Knights scored 2 goals. What I saw, great team, new, just they're in Vegas. They're having a great time. So it's a good finals, and I wish hockey was marketed a little bit better. I know, as you know, Connor Bedard. I believe he's on the Blackhawks from Canada. He's billed as the next Wayne Gretzky as well. So, and I also saw a video of him where he went to Hawaii with his family, and he was upset. He was like, "I can't play hockey in Hawaii." He's that dedicated to hockey, so that's a good sign.
That's good. Yeah, like I feel like all the greatest people sometimes they get pissed about taking vacations.
Yeah, like Kobe would be like, I'm not trying to go to the nightclub. I'm trying to fucking play basketball. That's how you know that he's gonna surpass all the competition. So
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
it was weird. Like I remember, I was watching The Last Dance, and there was like MJ who was like, they were talking about, oh, MJ, would you take a vacation? No, I'm here to grind. I'm here to practice. Dennis Rodman, oh, I'm gonna go to Vegas. Like I need to go to Vegas and like
yeah.
just do some crazy shit over
Dennis
there.
Rodman's role was just to be like the rebound defense guy, be the wild card, just have fun. He worked hard, but um, people like Kobe, Ronaldo, Jordan, Tom Brady, stuff of that nature, like their vacation is their work, and there's people that are just they're like that's just how their mentality is.
That's how the grind. I mean, like even for the white Mamba, like that's how he is. Brian Scout Brady. He has that bigger work ethic than anybody.
That's crazy. Yeah,
That's why
because
he's the goat.
he looks like a 40-year-old white guy that just sells you insurance, but he can fuck you up on the court. So
Exactly.
yeah,
That's Curry would be like that, except he does dominate.
Curry's like a State Farm guy. Yeah,
He should be the new Jake from State Farm.
yeah, that's true. Mahomes, him and well, Mahomes, you can kind of see him as an athlete though a little bit. He's like built, but
Mahomes is kind of like yeah, like he's like built, but like I wouldn't have expected him. Even though he's like 6'5", I wouldn't have expected him to be like a football player.
yeah, he does.
Especially in high school, nobody did.
Yeah, he was like a three-sport athlete. I didn't even know about him in Texas Tech. Did you know about him in Texas Tech? I didn't.
I didn't even know he went to Texas Tech.
Yeah, he's now like
He was like Kawhi, like whereas like
yeah,
nobody knew about him, but like the people that talked about him be like, bro, he's gonna be good.
under the radar. Yeah, because Kawhi went to San Diego State, and he was like
Exactly.
a 15th overall pick. So
What's
yeah,
crazy though is like San Diego State, they were like terrible for years, and now for the first time in forever, they didn't even have like a great team, but they got to the Final Four.
yeah, they did lose to UConn. For some reason, I haven't been paying attention as much to sports. To fuck, what am I saying? This March Madness is as usual.
You watch or I was trying this a little bit. You watch March Madness though, right?
Yes, but not as much as previous years. I'm less into it than I used to be.
Oh, bro, the final. You saw like who was in the finals though, right? Like
San
Florida
Diego
Atlantic.
State, UConn.
Florida
Oh, you mean
Atlantic
the
made the
Final
final.
Four?
Or yeah, just even the final eight. Like
I
there were
watched. I
a
watched.
bunch of
I
teams.
watched like when it got to the Sweet 16. I didn't really watch the beginning games though.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
wasn't a lot going on at the beginning, except Princeton was going to make it far, but then I forgot who beat them, but they got past the first two rounds, and then
Michigan State lost to Kansas State in the Sweet 16, I believe.
they did, and then Arkansas beat Kansas in the
I
Sweet
didn't see
16.
that actually.
It was down to the wire. It was so
Oh, like
close.
the Grady Dick and Jalen Wilson play at all?
Yeah,
They play good.
they did. They played, and they weren't too bad. But like, it's Kansas just is one of those teams that's like slightly overrated. But like, I don't think like they're like too good to kind of figure it out together. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to like kind of have that chemistry like other teams.
It's interesting though, because a lot of the talents that are drafted now are either from overseas or from the G League in these last couple of years with like
That's a good point. Yeah,
Wembenyama, Scoot Henderson. There's two twins. I forgot their names. They're the
yeah.
lottery picks.
Wait, Scoot
LaMelo
Henderson is in
Ball.
the G League.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Damn. Yeah. Well, literally, even like that's probably why Kentucky has gotten like no recruits because like
Let me
everybody's
let
just
me
going to the
all
G
100%.
League.
I'm like 90% sure, but I don't want to mislead the audience here.
Yeah. Well, like the thing is, like even like for a guy like
Yeah, G League team Ignite. So he is G League.
really, oh yeah. Wait, so which team does he play for?
Ignite.
Ignite. The
Yeah.
like, is that from a city or?
But I know Jalen Green actually went there.
Oh yeah.
And
There's
Jonathan Kuminga, they're from that team. Youth team or something.
oh interesting. Oh, are they just one of those teams that literally is
G League,
their job is
it's a
just to,
developmental and basketball team. Sorry to interrupt you, but it's
yeah.
a developmental basketball team in the G League based in Henderson, Nevada.
Are they more just are they actually like a legitimate G League team or more kind of like they're just developing young
They might be
guys?
more like for the draft or something.
Yeah, pretty. They're just a draft G League
Like their
team. Yeah.
factory. Yeah, they play them 500 grand a year though.
Because like if
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of other really good G League teams that like I could see these guys like dominating in.
Yeah, it might be more towards like it might be like more to cater to like young guys though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like especially when Lamelo Ball like went over to Australia and stuff and actually got good like that.
Yeah. He's been getting hurt though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it was that,
Yeah.
but I thought that was like his first like major injury like in his entire career, Lamelo Ball.
Yeah, it is, but he's been out for like a while.
Dude,
I
the
feel like
Ball brothers, they're all unlucky. Leangelo was just not good enough, and he just got
Lamelo's the
kicked out
lucky
by
one,
every
but
team.
yeah,
Lamelo got injured, and but at least Lamelo might play next year.
that's
Lonzo's
true.
just done.
It just feels like Lamelo's been out longer because we're not used to him being out. That's probably what it is.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like he never gets
yeah,
injured. Like
yeah.
the only time he got, the only time he actually got out of a game was when he got suspended for smoking a ball on Instagram.
Bro, he literally still played in that game though. It was literally they found out about it after. It was like before the Hawks playing. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
He
right.
played in the game.
He did.
He
Yeah,
didn't. He played pretty. He played all right. I don't think he was bad or anything.
yeah,
I think didn't the video surface like after that though?
yeah. But did he play the next game after that, or is that?
He might was he suspended a game? I don't
I
even.
was suspended a game, but I wasn't too sure. I didn't really follow it too
Oh, I
much,
think it might
especially
have.
the bubble.
I think it might have been like either his brand some sponsorship was taken away or something.
Yeah, I could see that. Like,
It was just like a story. It was a controversial story. I don't think he got in too much trouble though for it.
yeah, at least you didn't get the Laramie Tunsil effect.
Because at the end of the day, like I think it's because he was in a state where it was illegal, maybe though, like North Carolina, Georgia.
Maybe, yeah, but well,
He was
that's
like 21. He was like old enough to do it. He
I
just
feel like
posted
I've
it.
seen everybody do that, and they don't give it like they
They
don't
post
usually give
about
a
it
shit.
like
Like
NBA
people,
player.
just anybody, like they'll like famous people, like they'll post like fucking like I know for a fact like Tory Lanez was shooting a music video in Florida just smoking blunts.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if you're an NBA player, it's different from when you're a rapper though.
That's probably true. Yeah,
You expect a rapper to be smoking a blunt.
that's yeah. I think
and
they're
that
always
and that's what kind of why like a lot of the European players, it's like a different system they come up in. Like if you look at like,
dude. The
especially
European players never get in trouble. I never
yeah,
see it like
bro,
that.
Wembanyama literally listens to classical music in his free time.
He does.
Yeah,
That's hey, that's actually good. That's good.
yeah,
He's also fucking New York drill or like whatever, like you know.
yeah. Because like, unfortunately, it's hard because like if you're that young, you got like a lot of distractions with like money, women, social media. Like with Zion and John Morant, they're getting in trouble. They're young guys in their early 20s.
Yeah.
You check out the text messages that Zion Williamson's been sending. I'm a fan of Zion Williamson. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think it's funny what he's saying in these texts.
This dude, man, he's just
Yeah.
like he's kind of simping a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's just like funny the way he formats it because like you're worth millions of dollars. You're Zion, bro. You're the number one NBA draft pick, bro. You're fucking Zion Williamson. Like you're the prize in the situation. You're not just like some average guy.
You could get any girl
like
you want.
like a lot of girl. If a girl starts dating you and she tries to replace you, she's gonna have a very hard time replacing you.
I wonder what's gonna happen like the next time somebody like tries to date Zion. It's like, oh, like who are you with last time?
Have you seen the video on FaceTime where he was in college at Duke and he was like FaceTiming this girl from like another school? He was like, "What's up, beautiful? Why are you so beautiful?"
So this has happened before.
I think it's just his personality, maybe partially.
Probably.
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah,
Nice
he's,
guy.
he's probably like you probably don't think about the fact that he's a multi-billionaire. Like at the
Yeah,
end
he's
of the
humble.
day, yeah, he's too
Well,
humble.
humble, but like it's like too humble, I guess, in a sense.
Well, it's like I mean, I feel like you like to a degree, like you should know you are, but not like overkill it. But like in the
Yeah,
sense, like
know your value.
even just in general, like I'm not gonna be like
Even if you're an average guy,
please be with me.
even if you're an average guy, those are still like weird texts to send, like simpy texts.
Exactly. Yeah.
Regardless if you make 50 grand, if you make 30 grand a year, those are still weird texts.
Man, Zion's
Yeah.
loins are on fire, bro.
But bro, he was dating a porn star, and she was expecting him to be loyal. Do you really expect a 22-year-old who's in the NBA to be loyal to you if you're a porn star? That doesn't make any sense. Like, welcome to 2023. Like, what? Yeah,
Exactly. And it's
yeah,
like you're all like still figuring out your own lives at that point. Like it's
yeah.
still
LeBron had it good because LeBron, he was the most hyped up player in NBA history, but he just by this hair missed the social media mark.
he did.
That's
Well,
the
like
thing.
even in his time, like it was still nuts. Like without
Yeah,
social media, like there was still
that's true.
everybody was
That's true.
going to his games. There's so many like
Yeah,
postings about him on the news. Like
yeah,
LeBron, like literally, like Zion was like what social media would have been like for LeBron.
yeah, exactly.
Like it's definitely a different world
And
now.
for before this, like in Zion's defense, like before like the weight and everything, he was handling it pretty well for a while.
Exactly, yeah.
I give Lamelo credit, but Lamelo also has LeVar in his corner.
Well, hopefully Wembenyama is gonna keep doing good because like literally he's
Yeah,
got a lot of pressure.
I just worry about him with the women because he's French. He's a tall French guy. He's like,
He's
yeah,
a lover, not a fighter.
yeah. But like Luca and like Jokic and like, and I don't think Embiid's gotten in trouble, has he? No.
Not to my knowledge, he just gets injured every year.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Like
literally yeah.
the
It's
foreign players, they have
frustrating
more like
otherwise. They never get in trouble, like legitimate trouble.
I think it's the cultural thing because they have more like compared to America, a lot of countries they have more traditional values. They have more like team values compared to like in America where like it's more about like me individual culture. So that probably plays a role in it a
We just
lot.
have different
Yeah,
values. Like we're more
yeah,
about like we don't really care much about our feelings. We're like money and like all this
yeah.
shit.
It's more like
Like
it's like a me first culture. Where in like
yeah,
it's a we first culture, and especially in Japan. I know Japan's a we first culture. I
yeah.
don't know how much Europe is, but
It's actually
oh,
in Europe too. Like
it's a we first culture.
yeah, it's more like especially
Collective, yeah,
like a bunch of other like in Asia and Europe, family time is way more dedicated. Like especially in
yeah.
Europe, like you get
I
done
could
at
see
like
that.
3:30 or 4 because that's family time.
Yeah,
After
because
that's family
they
time.
actually have like they actually have a culture and tradition there. And America was kind of like it's a beauty blessing and a curse. It's
We're a mix of
more of an
trucker.
idea. So it's kind of hard to unite if it's like less of like because like in Japan and Europe and Africa they came up over thousands of years of like being in the same group and same values, same traditions.
Yep.
So it's easier for them to kind of unite as a country compared to in America where everybody fights over like gender and all that bullshit and all
Yeah.
the
Well, so
politics.
especially now, like we come from so many different places and so many different backgrounds. The
Yeah.
fact that we have the internet to share that, it's like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many people are gonna want to share their thoughts and feelings about it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like America was a white Christian nation, and Christianity, Islam, like their religion in general, since COVID's made a little bit of a comeback because our generation fell off with it a lot because of
Yeah.
technology and all that stuff. But if you keep it, Christianity is not even really a white religion. Like most Black people, most Hispanic people, even some Asian people are Christian. We shouldn't force Christian upon our country, but if we kind of have like those Christian values that we had with like a diverse kind of like obviously we're a diverse country, so we have those values, but it doesn't really matter the skin color. It's kind of just like all the races are a Christian, traditional nuclear family. I think that'd be a good spot to be in, but I just think we're too
Yeah.
stubborn to get there.
Well, it's like
Yeah,
who you
yeah,
want to be affiliated
that's
with,
true. It
but
depends on who
like
you associate with. Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of just like in general. It's not even the religion. It's more about just like people shoving shit in your face,
politics and yeah.
it literally with those like guys on steroids. You're like, I work out every fucking day. Like I'm a machine. Like you can't be like me because yada yada.
Wait, there's a video I gotta show you. I mean, I might have to show the stream. It's pretty funny, but I mean, I don't know. It depends on all the billions of people who are watching want to see the 1 trillion of you guys.
Exactly. All the massive amount of fans out there.
Yeah,
Wait,
even the North Koreans are tuning into us. They're like pirating us.
they're getting rid of that. They're finding out a way out of the ad blocker, and they're like, "Ah."
Yeah, bro. They're risking their persecution to find us.
Exactly. They love that. They love this content so much. They want they want to risk getting arrested.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh wait. So what else is in the
Oh yeah.
television?
So like, I think we've done a good job covering. Like, obviously, we're more in depth with basketball. We covered a little bit of Stanley Cup. I don't know if you want to talk about Stanley Cup a little more. I really didn't
Yeah.
have anything else to say besides that because I don't follow it.
Yeah. Same here. I've been
Yeah.
following a little more.
It's fun to watch though. It's fun to watch. I just don't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there were so many. I did not expect Florida to make it to the finals. There's so many other teams that were so like it's literally like the NBA. There are a lot of competitive teams, especially in the
For sure.
NHL, and so many are trying to have a win now attitude. And
Yeah, it's an
pretty
influx.
much everybody's just trying to build dynasties for the next like 5 years.
Also, they beat the Bruins in the playoffs, who I think had the best record ever in NHL.
The Bruins had a very, very good season.
Yeah, and they beat them. The Panthers did. So that's
Yeah.
another thing to take note of.
And the Bruins are usually good. Like they have like a
Oh
good
yeah.
foundation usually, and
Then
then
they played the Blackhawks. It was a while ago, but they played the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's also been kind of like a big thing because like especially like I used to watch hockey a lot more, but then like kind of like all the stars started retiring or getting old, and like now it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's now a new generation take it, especially at the Golden Knights. Like all their players are new,
Yeah.
everybody's experience or everybody's getting experience, especially like in the last couple of years when they've been really good making the playoffs. Like they're like the Nuggets. They're now in a situation where
Yeah.
they feel the need to prove
That's a
themselves.
good comparison. The Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Nuggets, they do have some polarities to them.
I think even like you put Man City in that type of comparison, like
They're just like the new potential dynasty.
the new potential
Yeah.
dynasty
Yeah.
with a loaded ass squad that's very
They got
young.
young talent. Yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Well,
Do you
speaking
think
of
do you think that? Oh, sorry to interrupt you, but do you
okay.
think the Bengals or the Chiefs are kind of already there? But I wonder if the Bengals could like reach that kind of level,
So that's the thing. I think the Bengals are like
or
one of those
Eagles even.
teams.
Yeah.
They're like really really good, but like
Yeah.
they're not like a super team. I feel like
Yeah, they have the potential. It depends.
they
Yeah.
just need to either get like a superstar or they need like another couple really good players or something like that. They need to fill out their
Defense,
roster a
offensive
little bit more.
line. Yeah.
Offensive line, defense, they need to fill out more. Especially, I mean, like what like I don't think they're gonna get rid of their entire defense or even that
Oh
guy
no, no.
who had the who had the bad play against the Chiefs, but they're gonna definitely try to revamp it a bit.
If they make the right moves, like front office wise, they could be fucking crazy.
True.
Yeah.
Well, especially they need to protect Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, like their
It's
offense,
a
yeah.
great team,
T
yeah.
Higgins, yeah,
It's a fun team to watch too.
for
But
sure.
the problem is though against the Chiefs, like nothing happened because everybody was just playing defensive, and
Yeah,
Joe Burrow did
that's
not have a
true.
great playoff series.
That's true.
He like that's and even same thing with Josh Allen. Like these guys need to play better in the
Oh, the Bills are
playoffs.
choke artists.
Bills are
The Bengals not really, because the Bengals at least they went to the Super Bowl.
the
They
Beng
almost won.
they play
Yeah.
like kind of how you'd expect. Like everybody kind of expected them to lose to the Chiefs, but
For
like
the Bengals, they played
yeah,
well though,
they played really well. That's the thing.
and they almost beat the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, then again, people think like the Chiefs are like completely unstoppable, and
No, they're not. They're like mostly unstoppable though.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I genuinely thought because the Eagles were up 24-14 at halftime during
yeah.
the Super
That
Bowl.
was a weird game.
That was a weird. Well, I didn't even see like so literally what happened 24-14 at half. I go upstairs with one of my buddies. We grab some drinks. We come and one of our other buddies is sitting watching the TV. We come back down. It's like 35, like 30 or something. We're like, dude, what the fuck happened?
How long were you up there though?
We were like 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like we were gone for a little bit, but then like because we didn't think anything was gonna happen. We were like,
Dude, that happened to me. When the Falcons were destroying the Patriots, me and my family, we literally drove home. We came back home and like
that
all they
Super
were
Bowl.
winning. We're like, what the fuck did we miss? The comeback of the century? Yeah.
Besides when Matt Ryan choked against the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that. That was like this year, right?
I didn't watch that game, but it is, oh my gosh, it was
Let me
bad.
adjust my chair.
It was bad. Like, you can't, like, it's, I love Matt Ryan, but if you're up like 30-0, you can't, especially Justin Herbert, you can't choke a 30-point lead.
Yeah, because you never know. It's like the Wild West. Like a lot of these leagues nowadays, it's kind of transition. Like there's a power vacuum, especially with like the athletes retiring. Like Tom Brady retired, Messi, Ronaldo, LeBron, and Curry. They're going to be on their way out soon. So it's kind of like a shift from like the top dogs to like the newer generation.
Messi and Ronaldo are pretty much already on their way out.
Yeah,
It's like the top
LeBron too.
leagues. LeBron, you think? I
I'll
think.
give him like 2 more years, 2 or 3 more years.
Well, LeBron, I know for a fact wants to play with Bronny. He wants to play
Yeah,
with
which
Bronny.
will be like 2 years from now.
Well,
Yeah,
Bronny, he's going to USC for a year, I think, probably, and then I'm
yeah.
assuming go to the draft after that. But I thought he'd be one of those guys to go to the G League, but maybe he's just not good
He's
enough.
going to USC.
Yeah,
Good, but I don't think he's G League good. Yeah,
that's what I
that's
was
the
thinking. He
point.
probably
Yeah,
just isn't good enough
you have
to
to be
be.
like a top 10 in your class to kind of do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I mean, I think like anybody can kind of join, but like you need like there's like an
If you're
unwritten
that
certain
young though,
bubble.
if you're
Yeah,
that young to be 18 years old and to go right to the G League, you have to be like
you gotta be skilled.
you got to be like in the top 10 of your class or top 20 of your class. I think Bronny's like the
Yeah.
23rd in his class.
Like
I think.
Bronny's kind of opposite. Like he doesn't seem like that guy that was like kind of meant to be a superstar. Like he's kind of just in the background, but you do not leave him open.
I can see him. I can see him being an NBA role player. He has the potential to
Like
be
he'd be a super role player. I could see
a six man,
like a Kyle Kuzma or like
like a Manu Ginobili type,
Manu Ginobili maybe. Yeah,
or like a
Manu's like a star
who's another
though.
six? Tyler Hero maybe.
He could be a Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a good production player, like but not like the top of the team though.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Tyler Hero.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like you're in the NBA. If you're a high level production role player in the NBA, like that's fucking crazy. Like
That's what.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's the supply and demand now.
Yeah.
Every team expects that. They expect a 3-and-D player who can also basically do everything else.
Because think about it, like half the NBA players on each team, they don't even get to play. They just sit on the bench and they make like a couple mil.
Dude, that is literally DeAndre Jordan right now.
Oh yeah, he's older now. Yeah,
but he could get a ring. He literally could get a ring.
What team is he on?
He's on the Nuggets.
Oh, dude, I keep forgetting it. He's old as shit now, though.
It was funny because like I saw this post about like how this was when or not the beginning of the playoffs, but like after the first round, they're like, or no, this was when the Suns got eliminated, and like how like Blake Griffin's still technically on the Celtics.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan could get a ring before CP3 can.
That is pretty funny. It's true. I mean, all this.
Yeah. Well, he's literally warming DeAndre Jordan's doing nothing but warming that bench.
Yeah, ring's a ring though. Robert Horry has got like 7, right?
But Robert Horry actually contributed.
He was a role player. He was a role player.
He actually, because like I feel like DeAndre Jordan's like a role player, but he's literally just sitting on the bench the whole time.
Yeah, the thing with DeAndre,
Robert Horry actually had like game winners and like I don't want to say like he earned all those 7 rings, but Robert Horry.
He played a role in all of them.
He played a role. He played the role.
It's like one of those things where it's like Robert Horry has I think 7 rings, but you can't just say he's better than like Barkley because Barkley has 0 or something like that.
There's like those like people joke say like Robert Horry is better than MJ because he has more rings.
By 1 ring, yeah.
Isn't there somebody that's like 8 or not Bill Russell?
Bill Russell's got 11.
But like
Sam Jones maybe.
Oh yeah, true. Like some like player that's not that good that has like 8 or 9 rings. So, but Bill Russell's 11. I did not know that.
Dude, Bill Russell has the most all time, but you're not gonna say that Bill Russell's better than Jordan though.
Yeah, but that's why people they'll put him as like one of the greatest though. They're like, oh, you're better than Wilt Chamberlain. The teams were way better. Of course they were better.
I got him in my top 12.
Bill Russell.
Yeah,
maybe like top 15 for me. Maybe he was.
He's borderline top 10.
He was just. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the different era. Like his team.
He was lucky, bro. He's a good player. He was arguably the best defensive player of all time. He was a great rebounder. He was a good passer. He didn't really score that many points. He wasn't really a good scorer, but he had so many players around him. He had like 8 All-Stars on his team.
Yeah, he kind of like did like because everybody else was doing the scoring, so he's kind of just doing the dirty work in the background stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like though what's interesting is like he probably could have got like if he was literally the lone superstar, he probably could have gotten his teams to the conference finals. Like with a bad team, but I
don't know if he would have won a ring though.
He wouldn't have won a ring. Yeah, no, there would have been just too good a team. Well, also like the Lakers literally just were the butt of like the 60s. Like they just got
they lost like 8 times in a row. Jerry West lost so much.
God, it's like it's so that must be so discouraging. Even Elgin Baylor too. Like
bro, he
didn't even get a ring. Elgin Baylor retired halfway.
I was just about to say that. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Retired halfway.
So unlucky.
See, that's why you guys stay the whole year. You got just sit on the bench if you have to. Get that ring.
Why did he? I don't know why he left in the beginning of the season.
I actually don't know. I thought it was something.
He must have been so pissed.
Yeah. Oh, probably. Yeah. Like literally. I thought somebody else did that though recently, like where they literally retired and didn't get their
Warriors ring maybe. I don't know.
I know another example I'm thinking of is like. So for Mizzou, there's Michael Porter might be the first ever Mizzou basketball player to win a ring.
Okay, that's interesting.
Jordan Clarkson could have been, but he left for the Jazz the year before they won in the bubble.
The Jazz. Oh, he left the Lakers.
He was with the Lakers the year right before the bubble.
Oh,
and then he left, and then he went to the Jazz, so he couldn't.
Yeah. He was the 6th man of the year. He's good.
He was the 6th man of the year, and even with the Jazz, he's still putting up like 20 points per game. Like he was
a starter, right? Yeah.
He would be the best Mizzou player ever if it wasn't for Porter.
Michael Porter's awesome. He's good.
Really good. Yeah. I wonder what he's gonna be like in the future. But the Nuggets got so lucky. Like Michael Porter was the consensus #1. He was going to be the consensus.
He just got hurt.
He got hurt.
He got 13th overall, right?
They drafted like 14. I was so mad that draft and the Bulls didn't draft him. I was like, what are you?
Oh, didn't the Bulls draft Wendell Carter instead?
We drafted Wendell.
Yeah,
Carter.
but I was pissed too. I'm like, why not get Michael Porter? Why didn't you even Wendell Carter?
He's not even bad. He's probably better than like whoever else we have, but like, oh my gosh,
there was other options.
There was way better options.
Oh, Wendell Carter's might be better than Marvin Bagley, isn't he?
I mean, like, I'm not even as mad about taking when we took Laurie Markkinen because he's not bad.
Bro, Laurie Markkinen just got crazy with the Jazz.
Yeah, dude,
He was a all-star starter now.
it is literally he was an all-star starter
This year, he was a starter on the All-Star team.
I think it's like a Bulls phenomenon when a player leaves like a couple years after he just becomes nuts. Like he finds his
That
place
is
in the
true.
NBA
That
and
is
then
true.
like even like a guy like Jamal Crawford like where he wasn't nearly as a good of an individual player, he then started becoming the sixth man of the year. He then started becoming like
Yeah.
he then started having such a bigger role in like other teams. Even Tyson Chandler, we drafted a high school kid who we traded for Elton Brand. Who Elton Brand was already averaging like 20 plus points. We trade him for some random high school kid in Tyson Chandler. We trade Tyson Chandler within the next couple years, and then he goes and wins a ring with the Mavs.
Was that like the '99 draft?
That was so Elton Brand was drafted in '99. Chandler was 2001. 2001 draft was.
Also,
like
Elton Brand was on the Bulls for like 2 years, then traded him.
Then we traded him, and he was an all-star starter. We traded him for some random high school center and Eddie Curry too. Random high school.
Eddie Curry was a boss. I know that.
Eddie Curry was good for a couple years, then he got injured and he was never the same.
Yeah, that happens a lot actually.
Yeah, it's a sports phenomenon. But well, I mean, it's because the sports are like a physical game, and it's bound to happen. But like the thing is, though, I don't know. The Bulls we kind of have like an interesting position where we'll try to develop a young guy, and then he leaves, and then we'll try to pick up like an all star, like we'll try to pick up a really good player, and then we maybe have like one or two good seasons, maybe three if we're lucky, and then he leaves, and then we're back to square one.
I feel like ever since,
and then it repeats.
I feel like Derrick Rose was like the moment where like the Bulls were like finally starting to get up, and then Derrick Rose got hurt so much, and then like the Bulls kind of like fell apart a little bit.
We literally had our team, and then and like we were playing against the Sixers, and we thought we were going to win the championship like it's nothing, and then Rose got injured, and then yeah. Then the Bulls kind of sucked. Honestly, that's why I want Jimmy Butler to win his ring because it'd just be a big fuck you to the Bulls. To just tell them to get their shit straight. Get rid of DeRozan. Get rid of Levine. We don't need him. He's not developing.
What about Vooch?
Get rid of Vooch if we can. Trade him for picks.
We
don't even have our pick this year. We could have had the 11th pick, but that goes to the Magic now.
Because of what trade though?
For Vucevic, we traded our.
Oh, is that long ago? That was like a 2 or 3 year ago trade.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what. Yeah, I can't remember exactly when we traded for him, but we traded for this year's pick.
It was like in 2020 or 2021, I think.
Yep. Yeah. We gave up a lot for Vucevic, and it was not worth it.
You guys gotta play some defense. Is Tristan Thompson still on the?
No, he plays defense. Tristan was actually on the Lakers. I saw him
now.
Yeah, while we were watching the game, I was like, I saw like a dude who looked like Tristan. I'm like, is that Tristan Thompson? And yeah, it actually was. So he's technically playing with LeBron, but he's on the bench.
He's been moving around. He always moves around.
He was on the Bulls, but they waived him. And we even had
why? He was actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, he kind of fell off a little bit. I don't know why. I think it was after the whole like him dating the Kardashians and shit.
Didn't he get like another girl pregnant besides Chloe or something? He's dating a Kardashian.
No, it happened, but yeah, it was a shit show.
He's dating a Kardashian and he cheats on her. That's just the way of the world.
Yep, sports world, and then especially in basketball. And
NBA is the worst with it though,
because they're always traveling 82 games. Like you're never gonna
Yeah.
be with your woman. Even Family Guy made a joke about it. It's pretty funny.
But I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's like the dude, like the NBA players, like singing with the girl, he's like, "I'm sorry, we can't do anything. I'm respecting the sanctity of being a man, making sure that he's with his wife," and he's like literally like cuddling with this chick.
Oh, I think I saw that actually. To come to think of it,
Yeah, it's so
yeah, that's funny.
He's like, and they're like, the NBA. Let's pretend this happens.
Oh my gosh, bro. I wonder how much they're paying Messi per year.
Oh, because the thing
for Inter Miami.
Inter Miami though is like the fact that him and Beckham are like best buds.
Yeah.
He's gonna get that huge contract, not as much as Ronaldo, but the equity that he's going to get from that partial ownership deal
that's true,
is going to be probably more than Ronaldo's, and that is probably the main reason he signed it.
Is it from all the jersey sales, or I can't remember where it's from? It's like I know he signed a deal agreement where he gets shares from the team, right?
I think yeah. I don't know much about, but he did get he gets some like compensation and also royalties from certain stuff for Inter Miami. And like they know everybody's gonna show up at that fucking game.
Dude, if he got once they play the Chicago Fire, I want to go see him.
Dude,
Yeah,
if Messi comes to Chicago, yes, I'm going to.
against like the Fire. Yeah,
I'm going to fucking see that game.
120 million, 5 million, and 150 million.
Wait,
I don't know how long though.
wait, 120 a year for Messi?
I don't know how long. That's the thing.
Even a 1 year deal, like a 1 year deal.
Oh, it's an Apple TV sponsorship, I think.
For a show?
No, like the games that are being played on Apple, like all the ones that are watched. I think he gets a share of it or something.
Inter Miami, like they literally signed a deal with Apple to move all their shit off cable. Amazon's
Apple and Adidas are also working on separate deals with the soccer champion.
God damn it. I mean, hey, Messi's in high demand. I see. The thing was though, like I knew he was gonna go to Inter Miami. I thought he was gonna wait a couple years though, like when he was real.
Yeah, he's like he's 35. He's not too old.
I mean, literally, he probably won that World Cup. Was like, what else do I need to achieve? Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. But then again, like, I mean, I don't know. He probably could have won like his league in PSG and then dipped maybe. I don't know.
Bro, Ronaldo should have gone to the U.S. Like that would have been sick. Both in the U.S.
He could still go to the dude. If Ronaldo signs at the U.S., I'd be so happy. But dude, like Saudi is way more money, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a contest. It's literally like the highest bidder, and Saudi could bet all day. They could be at that auction house getting anybody. Like I'm sure they tried to make a move on Messi, but it didn't. Like Messi just probably didn't want to go to a Saudi team.
It might be over 1 year, honestly.
Yeah. Didn't Ronaldo get arrested though in Saudi for something?
Oh wait,
stupid?
never mind.
Then he got arrested for something stupid.
Who did?
Ronaldo.
Oh, it was like something with his wife, I think.
Was it really?
I don't know. It was like something that involved like the cult, like they were disrespecting the culture with like him and his girlfriend. I don't know.
Wait, I thought. Oh, yeah, because I thought Ronaldo was married.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Ronaldo.
Or he has either that or he has a long-term girlfriend that's his partner.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Well, you know, Ronaldo has like, he did something where it's like, I don't know how to describe this, but it's like kind of like an NDA on steroids, where like any information about him, like anyone in his personal circle, cannot release it until like 100 years after he died for like privacy protection.
What is this?
So like anything anything personal about like his life, like behind the scenes, the people around him can't disclose anything for like 100 years or something like that.
It's like a Saudi law, or
no, like it's his idea. It's his idea.
Oh, like he signed a contract,
like for privacy reasons,
like a legitimate like documentation, like saying that nobody can share information
about him. Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't realize that was a thing, but shit,
I
get one of those.
Yeah, it's a smart move.
Well, that's the thing, Ronaldo, especially like if he's in Saudi, like there's gonna be so many people trying to trying to like say hi to him and all that, and like try to like take advantage. Like Ronaldo, he's literally like he's the man in Saudi right now. He's getting that bag. But like low key, like yeah, he's almost 40. I forgot. That's crazy.
He's
I
38.
don't think he's going on the States.
No, he's probably gonna retire in like a year or two.
He'll probably retire with Saudi, yeah. Unless he goes to like PSG or something like that.
Bro, is Messi like he probably went to one of the reasons he went to Miami probably is because they have a lot of Spanish speakers there too. So like he doesn't know much English.
That I did not think about. Well, but and with PSG, like I'm assuming they're all speaking French, so literally
Yeah.
doesn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
The only problem is he can't like if he was in Spain, he could have went to Ibiza. He couldn't like party in Ibiza.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah.
Taking pills in Ibiza.
It's crazy though the draw that Messi's gonna have once like the MLS season starts.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's gonna be so well, like literally that. I could see the whole season being sold out within the. Like you could probably not even get season.
Like every
tickets.
city, yeah.
Every single city, like it's literally like MJ.
Dude, do you think Messi's like not the most famous, but like the top 5 most famous person in the world?
Oh yeah, well like it's one of those like it's literally the case of a living legend, an active player, living legend. Like when he retires, he will go down as a great, like no fucking question.
Well, he's the best soccer player of all time, not even
like one of the best, like literally, and even like in this current, like he's probably the best current active player. Like if you look at his like like
in
same thing
sport,
with LeBron
in any
like,
sport.
Like his career, he has had the best career out of any active player right now. Same thing with LeBron.
Yeah.
So
I think any active athlete actually too.
probably athlete.
Roger Federer is another good one.
Tom Brady would have been, but he
Yeah.
retired. But yeah, like that.
He has the most competition too.
Who does?
Messi.
He did have the most competition.
Soccer is the
Well,
most
even
competitive sport.
thinking about like when he won the Champions League with Pep, they just wanted to get Pep won a second ring in
Okay.
Champions League. The coach from Man City.
Okay.
He won his second. He won his first one was with Messi and
Oh yeah.
Griezmann in Barcelona. So it's also like it all kind of comes back because like that, especially like if you missed that game, it was such a slugfest. And De Bruyne got injured within the first 35 minutes.
Thought about watching it, but I was just so tired.
Yeah.
Probably should have watched it. That's not a good excuse.
Well, I wouldn't if I
It
didn't.
was 1-0. I know that.
Yeah, it was well like it's there were so many chances that both teams had to win,
Yeah.
so it could have gone either way.
Okay.
Yeah, like and it literally went down to the last second.
Then Holland. I saw that Holland got a penalty.
Did he like a yellow card?
I don't know what card it was, but he got a penalty.
Penalty shot? He must have missed it then.
It was either a shot or like a foul on him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know like which one was, but he definitely either if it was a penalty kick, he would have missed because he didn't score. It was Rodri. But yeah,
that a penalty?
Holland got shut out from what I saw.
Really?
He was getting shut out because he was getting triple teamed. Like
Damn.
they like literally they once he gets the ball, everyone backs up, gives him space so that he can't pass or that he has to pass, so he can't just like dribble through everybody.
Oh, okay.
Because like that is a big weakness for Holland. He needs to get better at passing.
Yeah. Is he a good dribbler? I don't think
He's got some dribbling.
He's fast for his size.
He's a tank. He's a fucking tank. That's his.
He can just maul people. Did the Man City guy score on a penalty or did he score a?
Oh, it was so like one of their players crosses it, hits off the defender. Rodri literally just slides on in, waits for it, bam, curls it between two Inter Milan players. It's in. It's a great.
There's a lot of goals like that actually. It's surprising.
Yeah, well, like especially like Man City, like they have so many weapons and like different ways for people to score. Like Foden had a wide open breakaway.
Foden's young as shit too.
Foden's young, and it actually makes me think like their core players are basically the English national team because you got Grealish.
Besides you got De Bruyne. He's older though.
Yeah, well, like so they're like their best players on not even like their best players, but like their core players. But like yeah, so you got their best players like Holland.
Oh, the
De
core
Bruyne,
players, like the role players, kind of.
Not even like super role players like Grealish,
yeah,
Foden, Stones.
Yeah.
They got like a couple. There's like a couple.
Is Raheem Sterling one on there?
Sterling, I think, is on Chelsea.
Oh, okay. He was on Man City though.
I think he was. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
And then he moved again. But they have like a couple other guys that are from England, and it's I think Laporte too. Like he's from England, so they got a couple big guys from England. And it's like
they got a lot of money thrown. They got a lot of talent. Like the fact that they have like De Bruyne and Holland on the same team is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, Bernardo Silva, two Portuguese.
They got Riyad Mahrez too in midfield, right?
Mahrez, yeah.
Algerian player who's really good.
Yeah, and they also had Ruben Diaz in the back. And they had Cancelo, but he was a problem apparently.
Is he Spanish?
Cancelo's Portuguese.
Portugal, okay.
Portugal's really like they. If you look at their on paper, they have a really good team, but
they should have beat Morocco. Morocco just had better coaching. They had
better coaching and better defense. But there a lot of Portugal. It's kind of like Portugal's kind of past their point. They're getting older.
They got a lot of good young players though.
I mean, Leao's gonna be a fucking beast.
Joao Felix too.
Felix, yeah, but we'll have to see how he
is it Leo or Leo?
That's saying Leao.
Okay,
Leao. He's gonna be a fucking monster.
Him and Joao Felix, I know, are gonna be really good.
I'm interested to see how Felix is gonna be. I don't know how good he's gonna be, but I don't think
he's still pretty young.
I don't know how good because he had like was he the guy who literally got the hat trick and then he just didn't do anything?
No, that's not the guy I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, he might be good.
You're talking about the guy who got a hat trick for Ronaldo?
Yeah, and then didn't do shit anything. Yeah, that guy I don't know how good he's gonna be, but
the guy no one knew who he was.
Literally, yeah, and he was a 1-game wonder.
Joao Felix is only 23, so
Felix could be good. I remember Felix. Yeah, he.
How old is Leo? Is he 23 too?
Leo is like 23. Yeah, Leo. I don't even fucking know.
How about Gavi and Pedri, the Spanish players? They're pretty good. They're like 18.
Pedri.
Gavi and Pedri.
Gavi and Pedri are both very. Pedri, I think, is like 20. Gavi is like 18. Dude,
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Well, because literally, like, I was worried, like, Spain was getting really old at one
Oh,
point.
Pedri is 20. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're both young as shit. I thought they were both 18, but they're both still really young.
Yeah, Pedri, I knew Pedri was a little bit old, but Gavi, literally, he's younger than me.
Bro, Gavi's 18. That's crazy. And wasn't he starting on the Spain national team, or was he like a backup?
I have no idea. I think he was starting though, because or at least
He's kind of
maybe.
like a social media player. He's like a big on social media.
Does everybody now? Every young player.
Well, it depends. It
Nowadays.
depends. Some are more than others. He's
Yeah.
really big on social. I've seen a lot of videos. Have you seen the video where he's
You
like
never see women.
a
Yeah.
Spanish princess was like talking to him or something?
What?
It's like, oh, I just see a lot of videos with like Gabby, like with the ladies and stuff.
Dude, I could see this
Yeah.
dude being a fucking philanderer, bro.
Like the Spanish pretty boy.
He's Spanish pretty boy.
Yeah.
He does look like a Spanish pretty boy.
Yeah, and he's like 18. He's like the big dog. Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally the big man on campus. Well, because literally, like,
Yeah.
I was worried, like, Spain was getting very old at a certain point. Like, Sergio Ramos, fucking Jordi Alba, they were all getting really old.
Yeah,
Even, like,
Busquets, yeah.
who's the other guy I'm thinking
PK,
of?
even PK.
PK, and
David
then
De Gea.
De Gea, and then Jesus Navas is
I
another
don't even
one.
know who that is.
Navas, he
Oh,
was
David Villa was too.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're all, like, over 35, and then...
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
in
now
2010 is when they had a really good team. So like they've had like a good group for so long that they're just old now.
they did. Now they're older.
Gabby and Pedri are like the new stars though for them.
Yeah.
They're the
Even-
new. Sorry to interrupt, but they're like the
Okay.
new Iniesta and Xavi potentially.
Yeah, well, they could
Yeah.
be the next dynasty, and
Yeah.
even in Rodri plays for Spain too, so they got a couple like a bit of older guy, like not like old, but like some
Yeah.
of the more guys who are in their primes now. So I don't know, like that's the thing. Like I feel like it France, like it literally in the NBA, like the Nuggets are France, and then like there's a couple other teams that can compete, and then that's
Oh no, the NBA has a lot of other like the Celtics. They have Suns potentially when they're healthy.
yeah, nobody's as good as the Nuggets right now
No,
in
yeah,
terms of firepower.
that's true. I think the Celtics is the only other team you can compare to them to.
Yeah. Well, like the Celtics would be like England, pretty much, because
Yeah.
England's
The
stacked.
Sixers
They
kind of
stick together.
the Sixers should have been a higher.
They should have beat the Celtics.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing. There's like the Nuggets are the team that's actually capitalizing on their shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, well, they figured it. Like, that's the thing. They kind of everything worked out where all their players like got healthy again.
Yeah.
They were ready for playoff time. Everything just kind of worked together. And
They had experience, too.
Mike Malone seems like he's got a handle on things now. But
Yeah.
they didn't. They haven't. None of those guys have had to close out a final series. So
We'll find out tonight. They're playing.
Is it tonight?
7:30. Yeah.
Oh, we know what we're doing. I
Find
thought
out.
they were playing Monday though.
I just asked Siri.
Oh, they're playing tonight. All right.
If my prediction will be right. I predict they're gonna win in 5 games. So.
See, I don't know if I was telling you this, but I was like saying if the Nugget, I think I was actually telling someone else, but I was interesting.
Oh, it's tomorrow. I'm sorry.
I knew it. Yeah.
Wait.
Well, because that's what I asked Steven. I asked Steven because he asked me what I was gonna do for the game, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know when the game is. I thought it was tonight, but then he said it was Monday, but
Oh, Monday. Okay.
yeah.
Dude, you know what's weird? Is it just me or like all these games now in the finals? They're 3 days apart, but they're usually 2 days apart.
So like it's weird because it like should be like a consistent schedule, like 2 days apart,
Yeah.
yada yada. But then there's like 3 days apart, then 4 days apart, then 2 days apart. It's just so inconsistent. It's
Yeah, but haven't the other NBA finals been just like you play a game and then break and then every game? It's like more consistent.
NBA finals are a little more, but then you got like well, literally if you look at like there was a game like 3 days apart, and then like the first game was like 3 days apart, then the second game was like 4, then the third game
Okay.
might have been 4, but then like it
Are there any
another
NBA
game was
games
2.
today?
It's kind of confusing. The Golden Knights of that game was
What's tomorrow? I think whenever I ask Siri, like I just hope it's tonight. I don't read it.
really.
I'm just like I want the game to be tonight, bro.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I wish it was tonight, because the problem is like I'm not gonna have a lot of time to like kind of like watch the game tomorrow, but
Tomorrow I probably will have some time. It depends on when I want to go to bed though.
next day I'm gonna have to go to bed early,
Yeah.
but like maybe I could watch the game.
If it's like if they're closing it out, then it'll be worth it.
I always like if it's an important game, I
Yeah.
always watch. I tend to watch it like even if it's too late.
That's true. If it's like if the Heat are winning by a lot, then I'm not gonna watch the end of it. But if the Nuggets are gonna win, then I'll watch the end. Because if the Nuggets,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I would want because then also it's like
they have another game to play.
yeah, well you have another game to play, but then like if the Nuggets win, you watch the ceremony and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because that's what I was about to. That's what happened for the Champions League game. Like I was about to like head up, and then like I saw like they were doing the celebration, so I'm like, I'll stay for the celebration. Why not?
And there's one more leg to be played for the Champions League.
No, it's done.
Oh, so it's
It's
just one
final.
game.
Yeah, final is final.
Oh, that's
what I
true. That's
found out.
true. I remember because the Champions League was kind of late this year. I remember when I used to watch it, it was in late May.
Really?
When I watched, I only watched it 1 year though. It was in Real Madrid versus Liverpool in 2018.
Yeah, that was like the final. The final four was in May, like early May, and then it.
Oh, I'm saying like the end of May, like the last day of May.
Yeah, well, that's what, like
Yeah.
this year, like the final four was in May when like typically
Like late
the
May
final
or just May in general.
no early May
Okay.
the final four was, but typically like the final would be like in late May.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah. Did you watch that final? It was a while ago. It was like the last year Ronaldo was on Real Madrid. It was against Liverpool in 2018.
That was a great game.
You saw that? It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Dua Lipa was the halftime show.
Really?
If I remember correctly.
I didn't realize she was big at that time. I didn't even know who she was until like.
She was big, but she wasn't like anything today.
Yeah. Well, that I didn't know her. The only reason I fucking knew about her was that Jack Harlow song.
Wait, so you didn't know about her before that?
I did not.
She had that one song in 2019.
Well, then again, I didn't even know what fucking Doja Cat was until what's that? Forgot that.
Doja Cat's been a thing, bro. I discovered Doja Cat when I was really high.
Really?
I discovered her in 2018 because she had a song called "Bitch I'm a Cow," or yeah, "Bitch I'm a Cow" is the lyrics. I don't know the name. It might be called "Moo." From 2018, she's like, "Bitch I'm a cow." You know that song?
I don't know.
Oh,
is that one of her big songs, or is that like?
It was like one of her songs that made her like on the internet, I guess. It was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta show you the song, bro. Because it was in 2018 when I was in like a junior in high school, and we were all just like baked in the study hall, and one of the seniors was like, "Check out this song, bitch, I'm a cow," and I just could not stop laughing, dude. I was so...
Bro, Doja Cat is a character.
Doja Cat, bro. She's a cute girl. She's a cute girl, bro.
She's a character. I've seen her.
Her personality is kind of cool.
I don't even know about her. I just know she had that thing where like the whole white supremacy thing, and like.
What'd she say about it?
I don't even know. She was just like making like kind of like white supremacist kind of comments. So like.
So she was like in favor of white supremacy.
I think a little bit or something. I don't even know.
I heard
people
about.
Are idiots now.
I heard about that, but I didn't. I heard that I saw a headline about that, but I didn't like dive into it.
Yeah, I didn't really go into it much either, so I don't know a lot about it. But that's kind of what I heard, or at least from what I saw. It's kind of like fucking Kyrie Irving and all that shit, just fucking being like, "Oh, the Holocaust."
He just has his own opinion, bro.
But it's like
he's just too vocal about it, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's weird, like kind of like seeing like these guys who have been like who are with the groups of people who have been oppressed. You know, speaking in favor of people
who have been oppressing them.
Who've been oppressing them.
Yeah, like I guess you could say Kanye is an example of that.
They don't even know. They don't even know what oppressed means, bro. These people
because they're just like rich and famous.
Yeah. Like, and even some like you even see people like now like they like come from the suburbs and they're like, oh, like we've been oppressed for so long. Yeah. It's like, bitch, you don't even know what oppressed means.
Yeah, bro. It's just because they're family members from like 50 years ago like were oppressed, but even though they grew up with like 100K a year with family, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's totally changed now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the playing field. I mean, there's definitely still a lot of people that are in poverty, like regardless of race. But the playing field now is more equal than ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally like it's definitely like over a period of time, like it happened where like there was like the oppressive systems, and then it kind of like just turned into like now it's like the opposite where everybody's like sharing their opinion on like the internet and like kind of.
I think people want to be oppressed.
I think people want something to argue about. That is I think the big thing. Like people just want to bitch about something. It gives them purpose. It gives them something to do.
Yeah,
these people are eating fucking Cheetos in their mom's basement.
They're too argumentative and they're too opinionated. I mean, you can have your opinions, but there's a difference between having your opinions and being opinionated.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, like I always try to be like. If I say something that's really my opinion, I always try to preface like in my opinion, like this, and this, because like especially if it's not fact or I don't really know about it, I'll be like I don't know a lot about this, but from what I do know, yada 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 yada.
Because like, the way I see opinions, like left versus right or whatever it is, opinions are in a lot of ways they're preferences.
they're just like how you feel,
Yeah,
how you
it's
emotionally
like what you
feel about
prefer.
something.
Like people prefer to what's an example? Like some people like might prefer like pro life or pro choice or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's like
Yeah,
how like and like feelings come a lot by like experiences. So like what you've
yeah,
experienced and like how what you've either heard or
yeah.
like
Like your
said or
upbringing.
like
Yeah,
what you've like what some like has happened to you like that can kind of gauge on like how you feel about certain issues.
yeah. Because people act like their way of thinking is like the correct way of thinking when it's like no, it's just a different way of thinking. Like someone you could meet on the street had a completely different life, completely different life experience from you. He has different preferences and opinions. It doesn't mean he's wrong. He just grew up in a different circumstance than you.
Yeah, everybody's trying to act superior these days.
Yeah, people want to be oppressed, but they also want to be on top.
Exactly. They would. They're like because our ancestors have been oppressed. Since we're still going, like we're better than everybody fucking else because we were oppressed and all this shit. It's like
It's like an ego thing. People just think that they're superior to everyone.
yeah, but I think everybody's got ego now. It's kind of the way it goes.
I mean, it depends on the person. Like, I meet a lot of people who are humble. I think environment plays a big role because, like, what you see on the internet, like, I feel like the internet is kind of like they're showing like it's like what it's like in a major city, but like on
Yeah,
steroids.
it kind of
They show
depends.
you all the whores on like Fresh and Fit and stuff like that. It's like there's women that are like there's definitely like our generation is worse with women promiscuity by far compared to other generations. But there's still a lot of good people you can meet from both genders. I feel like the internet makes you think more negatively.
That's actually a good point. Well,
Yeah.
even like the main people that are like on the internet and like like doing all this stuff. This is like stuff that's going on in the city, like around the
Like a
city,
liberal city.
like all around the
Yeah.
city. You don't see this happening in rural country
No, no.
because
And in
people don't give a shit. They got other shit to worry
suburbs
about.
is kind of like a mixed bag.
Suburbs is like
Yeah,
yeah, we're in like a bubble. And
because
it's just like
it's in between. You got the city on one side, you got the country on the other side.
exactly
Yeah,
yeah. You're just in the middle.
yeah. So it's interesting because you meet people from different backgrounds.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
like kind of like it from like all facets of life, like move to
yeah.
like, to the suburbs, especially. So it's kind of interesting. But what others do we have on here? So yeah, we talked about pretty much all like the sports that we know of, and then a bunch of other stuff too. But
For sure. Like, I mean, I think we could wrap it up pretty soon, unless we could talk about Did you want to talk about NIL or college football or just college football in general?
up to you. I can kind of go a little bit. I don't have. I was telling Luke this that I don't have the most knowledge on NIL per se, but I
Okay.
can kind of chime in.
In that case, we can just talk about. I think that good idea. Like, you had a good idea actually. We could talk about like predictions for like records, team records.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Well, like the question is though, like top 50 or like kind of.
I think we could just spitball from now. I mean, I've looked at Michigan State, um, Georgia,
Yeah.
Ohio State's record. We could probably just. I mean, we could at least do the Power Five.
Yeah.
That's like 60 teams.
True.
Yeah, we could at least do the Power Five.
Yeah. And so like
So
yeah, Georgia. I think probably top 5 teams. I think would go 11-1 in my opinion.
there's got to be like a team. We'll see what happens, but I think with Georgia, because think about it, there's always a team that goes undefeated regardless every
I
year.
feel like Georgia's gonna go undefeated again. I'm not gonna lie.
But don't you? But like that's true. But don't you think every year since I've been watching college football,
Yeah.
there's always a couple teams that are undefeated,
Yeah. Well, it's
regardless
unless
of
there's
like
like
the
a
upset.
really good team. Like I feel like everybody gets close to being undefeated, but they always like lose.
There's always like 1 to 3 teams that are undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like it would be like no teams undefeated, or like yeah, like 2 or 3 teams are undefeated.
I've never seen no teams be under. There's always one
Really,
team
I've
undefeated.
seen that happen.
What
There's
year in college football? I'm trying to
like the
think.
last couple years have been there not been many teams that have been like undefeated because it's all been super
Georgia was under
competitive.
Georgia, LSU, Clemson.
Yep.
I feel like there's always like the top dogs undefeated most of the time.
Yeah, like in some cases,
A
but
lot,
then
bro.
there's also like especially like when the teams do go undefeated, they have like a superstar or something, like Joe Burrow with LSU. Like
Yeah.
he was going
Well,
crazy.
just this previous season, the teams that were undefeated, at least in regular season play, were Georgia, Michigan. I know for a fact TCU went undefeated. Um,
Like
USC, I can't remember. I think USC might have lost.
yeah,
So I think 3 teams went undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. Well, it's like
Yeah, there's
yeah.
3 teams that were undefeated,
I
which
also
is
just
good. That's a lot of teams that go undefeated.
Yeah.
3 teams. TCU had a
Oh,
great
true.
year.
Yeah, especially in college football. Well, that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of. I mean, like, I think in the regular season, if you win all your games, like, I guess technically you're undefeated. I feel like for me, like, I'm like to the last
Oh,
man.
are you?
Like,
Oh, we
I
have
mean, you
different.
could go
Oh,
championship.
I thought we were just talking regular
Yeah,
season.
no, I figured we were talking regular
Okay.
season, but I'm kind of like
Oh yeah,
mixing
to the
it up.
championship game, that's different. Yeah,
That yeah,
that makes
I mean
sense.
that's like that. If you win your championship game, then you're like officially undefeated. But like even the
Oh, okay.
regular season, like
I
you
was
kind
talking
of
about
still
regular season. Regular
yeah.
season, there's usually 1 to 3 teams undefeated.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's typically like some teams like on
And
like in
then
the reg,
in terms of
but
playoff teams,
it is inconsistent in terms of like sometimes there's not really any teams versus a bunch of teams. It kind of does have
yeah.
trade off year by
When
year.
you include the college football playoff and bowl play, it's probably like more like 1 to 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But in regular season, it's usually like 1 to 3 or sometimes even 4 if there's a lot of good teams.
Oh yeah,
But I'd say usually 1 to 3, and then like you're saying, if you extend it to bowl play, national championship play, it's usually one, sometimes two.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. There needs
yeah.
to be like because I know Alabama had a really good record, even though they were like the sixth team or like they were number six.
They lost 2 games actually.
Yeah.
For Alabama, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, true.
For most teams in the country, that's a great season. For Alabama, that's a tragedy.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
had. It's not like football though, or not football. It's not like basketball though, where they're all going to like a league or something. Like they're all like the best players do go to college, so it's kind of weird. Like
For what are you saying?
why
Oh yeah.
Alabama hasn't, even like specifically Alabama hasn't been good. Like Nick Saban usually is able to pull recruits left and right, but
Well, they lost to Tennessee and they lost to LSU, which are
they got killed by. Was it? No, they got killed by Clemson this year.
I don't think they played Clemson.
Or is it Tennessee? Was it Tennessee?
They lost to Tennessee on a field goal.
Like this year, right?
This last year.
I
Yeah.
thought they lost by more, but I think they came back or
They
something.
lost to LSU by I don't know how much, but those are 2 teams that are like I mean, yeah, you've got 2 L's, but those teams are both really fucking good teams.
Hey, wait,
Yeah.
LSU was good. I didn't know LSU was good this year. I thought they
LSU
were
was
just decent.
they were like top 15.
Damn.
Yeah, LSU, and they're probably going to be better this upcoming year.
But then again, Utah was really good, and I didn't expect Utah.
Utah is a sleeper team. Like whenever you don't think of like when you think of good college football teams, you don't think about Utah, but the last like
You don't think about Washington either.
you would think about Washington a little bit more than Utah.
Yeah, a little bit more,
Yeah.
but yeah, Utah is like Utah.
But like Utah, like when they had Tyler Hunt, they were like a top 4, top 5 team in like 2019.
Dude,
Like
Colorado could be good as well.
I wouldn't be if they ended up creeping into the top 25, I wouldn't be that surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The Pac-12 actually because when you think of college football, right?
Mhm.
You think of like Big 10, SEC. The Pac-12 does have some good teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing is like especially like the fact with like UCLA and like a bunch of other colleges like moving to the Big Ten and like the SEC.
Yeah, that's true.
Those
Last
are
year,
the 2 teams that are there. It's going to
Yeah.
be a monopoly.
it's a Big 10 SEC monopoly. Yeah.
Yep.
But like you think of like they got USC, Caleb Williams. They're going to be top 10 in the country for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be the playoff team, but they're going to be for sure up there. You got Oregon with Bo Nix. They'll probably be like a top 15 team, top 20 team. Washington will probably be top 15. Oregon State's going to be ranked. I don't know where they're going to be ranked, but they got a good quarterback from Clemson. Utah is going to be like somewhere from 10 to 15 in my opinion. And then
Yeah.
Colorado, they might creep into the top 25 too. So the Pac-12 could have like a big ass like
They could.
good
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
They're like trying to revive themselves in a way.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But it with Colorado though, it's like all their players can be young. So it's like they're only
Yeah.
getting recruits pretty much.
They got like the Deion Sanders culture going on.
It's like
Yeah.
Deion's. If you're like that's what you do. If you have like a Hall of Fame fucking
Yeah.
coach, you
Marketing.
get recruits.
Yeah.
So they're coming.
They're not going to be like obviously like this first year they're Deion's a coach, so they're not going to be like a playoff team right away.
Yeah.
But honestly, like bare minimum, they'll be like a top 50 team.
They could be
Bare
nice.
minimum. They'll probably be somewhere from like top.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
They'll probably be somewhere from like 20 to 40 in the country.
They'll be a powerhouse. Like they'll be a team like you'll definitely like keep an eye on for sure.
Actually, come to think of it, we should both look up Colorado's record and give a prediction or their schedule. I mean,
Oh yeah. What did what did they have last year? Their record.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's a good point though.
Well, I mean, it's definitely probably gonna be different. I mean, because their whole roster's changing. Their whole roster's pretty much changing. But
Yeah, they got Travis Hunter, who's a really good corner. And they got Deion Sun as a quarterback.
mm-hmm. Like where these guys that they just got or they already have?
They just got those guys because those guys were at Jackson State when he was the coach.
Yeah.
I don't know who that. I don't follow.
Wait, Deion Sanders was a coach at Jackson State.
Yeah, before he went to Colorado.
Really? I thought he wasn't coaching. I thought like literally.
He was an
Colorado's
HBCU coach.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was his first job, like Colorado. Damn. But they probably weren't that good though, right? Wait, how come more people weren't going to Jackson State then?
I mean, they were good, but like if you're an HBA, if you're like not in the Power Five, it's really hard to compete with that. All the
Yeah,
recruiting and all
true.
that, all the like the offensive, defensive linemen going there and stuff. It's hard to
Yeah,
compete.
but if you're like a Hall of Fame like coach, you got I don't know.
They weren't a bad team. It's just like Jackson State, like they're not like the same level though. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a Power Five level.
Well, maybe it's like
Yeah.
also like because like players want to go to a good college too. Like, so if it's not like a good
Yeah.
college, like they're not gonna
Like
like
since
it's probably gonna
yeah.
outweigh them just playing for a fucking legend.
Wait, let me look up their record for 2022.
Yeah, because where did Deion Sanders go?
Florida State, who I think is going to have a great season in college football.
They are gonna have a really good season.
Yeah. I think they have a chance of going to the playoff.
Maybe another top 15 team.
Oh no, they're going to be top 10, maybe top 5.
Damn. I mean, yeah.
My
that'd be
prediction,
nuts.
at least. My prediction.
Well, they'll be better than Florida, no fucking question.
Yeah, I don't think Florida and Miami are going to be very good.
They're not. Well, I mean, I don't want to say Anthony Richardson is their whole team, but
He kind of was though.
he kind of was.
So their record was fuck.
Shit. I can see them going like if they have like a decently hard schedule, probably 8-4, maybe 9-3 if they're really lucky.
Who? Colorado.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell though, because like they have a pretty hard schedule.
And the Pac-12 like is gonna start to get better.
So they played TCU the first game, which I don't know.
I think they could win that.
Maybe it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be close,
Yeah.
but TCU is just I don't know. I think it's probably like a recency bias. Like after the national championship, I think they're like the worst team ever. But it's just
the Georgia players were ordering chicken wings on the sidelines
bro, that's sad.
because they were winning 65-7 or something.
I didn't know they actually because I knew they were joking. Like literally, their
Yeah.
their quarterbacks were just dicking around. I actually didn't know they were like ordering
True.
chicken. Wait, they were ordering chicken. Were they just like Uber Eatsing it during the game?
4-3. I think it was from the state. It was from the stadium.
Oh my. They're like right. They're ordering concessions while they're just crushing this team.
Okay, let's see.
Jeez, that was bad.
1 loss, 1 win.
So what do you think?
Let me go over the wins first. That'll be easier.
Bad.
They're gonna beat Nebraska.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll beat Colorado State. So that's 2 wins, at least for my prediction.
Yeah,
They're
Nebraska ain't bad though.
2 wins. They're gonna beat Arizona State, which is 3 wins. They're gonna beat Stanford,
Yeah.
4 wins. UCLA, I don't know.
Stanford, I heard is good though, right?
5.
I could be wrong though.
They might be 6-6. Look at their schedule. They have a hard ass schedule.
So yeah, TCU.
Just think about how loaded the Pac-12 is. They're playing Utah. They're playing USC. They're playing Washington. They're playing Oregon. They're playing UCLA. They're playing Oregon State. They're playing a lot of good teams.
I think they could go 2-0 here. They lose, or actually, maybe 2-1.
TCU's
2-1 the first 3 games. I'll say they'll lose to Oregon, so 2-2. USC 2-3.
They're definitely gonna lose to USC.
2-3. 3-3 with Arizona State. Then maybe they'll edge out a winning at Stanford, but I don't
They're
know.
gonna beat Stanford.
It's gonna be close. I think so. 4-3 maybe.
Okay. I mean, it's all your.
Yeah, it's just like I don't
Yeah.
know. Or is it at Stanford? No, it's at Colorado. Yeah, no. I'll say I'll put Colorado for that one. UCLA's good though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they're gonna be worse than last year.
I think they might win. UCLA might win.
Dude, they got a hard schedule.
They do. Oh, looking
Yeah.
at this so far, and even like that.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, like I'm thinking like 5-4 like right now, and these are the easy teams.
My prediction so far is I think I got them at 6-6.
Yeah, so
Given the schedule, that's actually a pretty good record because they're actually playing a lot of top 25 teams.
4-3.
It's good that Dion's got them playing these kind of talent though.
Dude, it's great practice. Great
Yeah.
fucking practice.
Because Georgia and Michigan, they're the top 2 teams in
Do you
college
think
football.
they're gonna lose to Oregon State?
There's a chance. DJ Uyunglele, the transfer from Clemson's their quarterback, so there's a chance.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
Maybe 4-5.
And Oregon State.
5-4. I'll go
Oregon
5-4.
State was ranked last year in the top 22.
They'll beat Arizona, so that's 6-4. Yeah, 6-6.
Yeah.
Wait, Washington State, are they good?
Well, I honestly don't even know. They're probably like okay.
Yeah, they'll probably beat maybe 7-5 if they're lucky.
Yeah, I think 6-6 is an appropriate prediction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like some
If they could
teams.
beat TCU, then yeah.
There's some on like there are those like maybe top like 30 to 50 teams like in there that I don't know that well. So it could go
That's
that
fair.
could go either way.
Washington State, Arizona State, Stanford. Those are
Yeah.
like the in betweener kind of teams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't. I knew Arizona was decent, but or Arizona State was decent, but I didn't think they were actually like an in betweener.
Arizona State.
Yeah.
Well, they're like not ranked, but they're not terrible.
Yeah.
That's how I see
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with basketball. Like they
Yeah.
like for basketball they actually made the NIT.
Utah and USC are gonna
It's
they're
not
really
gonna be
good.
close. It's
Well, you also got Oregon and Washington is a good team.
Oregon but they don't play Washington.
Well, I'm saying like to win the conference though. I wonder.
Pac-12, maybe that. See, that's the thing. It could go either way. There's like 4 teams that have a shot.
Pac-12 is like more competitive than it's ever been.
Dude, they'll be the third
Yeah.
conference. They'll be the third, and the NCAA is gonna have nothing to do to stop it. They're not gonna stop this one.
Because the Big 12 is really not that strong. They got Texas. That's kind of it.
Yeah, who? Yeah, I don't even know who else.
They got TCU, Texas Tech, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Kansas State, West Virginia, Iowa
The
State.
question is though, like, how much worse do you think TCU is gonna be?
I mean, they're definitely going to be worse than what they were. They had a crazy
Yeah.
season, but I just don't know. Like, it's hard to tell because they still have a pretty good quarterback. So I mean, they're not going to be terrible, terrible.
Wait, they have a good backup, or like
He actually was their starter. He got hurt,
Oh, really?
and Duggan was the backup.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit! So it was like a Colin Kaepernick situation.
I don't know if they'll probably be like a top 30 team. I don't know how much talent they lost.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I still like. I'm not gonna like write off TCU, but I don't think they're gonna be like. They're not gonna be nearly like that. That national championship run was like, what do they call it? Like a Cinderella run.
Yeah, it was a
That
Cinderella
was a
story.
Cinderella run.
Let me look at the preseason rankings and see what. I don't think TCU is going to be on there, but
They probably won't.
North Carolina at number 25. I don't know if you know the North Carolina quarterbacks.
They're getting really good.
Their quarterback's insane.
Really?
You know, Drake May.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, he's nuts.
He could be like a Heisman frontrunner. Yeah,
He
he's
could be.
really
There's a
fucking good.
lot of really good quarterbacks though.
Yeah,
this year.
every single year the quarterback talent in college football just like fucking tenfolds.
Everybody needs a quarterback now.
Yeah, it's like more of a quarterback centric.
People want. I feel like in sports, it's kind of like athletes are getting more entertaining. Like they're trying to
Yeah.
basically make the games more entertaining. So like they'll get the best quarterback. Like the quarterbacks are getting way like there's a more higher demand for better quarterbacks. There's a higher demand for like in basketball
Receivers
to
and
have
tight ends. Yeah.
receivers and tight ends. There's more even like yeah, like in basketball there's more of a demand for like athletic guys, for 3 and D players because that's more interesting than a bunch of like, defensive minded mid-range jump shooters. Like just think about it from basketball as sport I know a lot more. But even in football like there's going to be so many there's just going to be such a the game's going to I mean it's already changing, but it's going to change even more from the supply and demand of people who want to be entertained.
Oh, this preseason ranking has Florida at number 18.
Really?
Surprising me. TCU.
That's gonna be
They got TCU at 17.
yeah.
I could look at another. I don't know how credible they are. Like this is kind of a weird ranking, honestly. They got Washington number 21, which I don't agree with.
That's a little too
Too bad.
Too
Utah at number 15. I can kind of get behind that a little bit.
I feel like Utah they're either
Maybe
gonna
a
be like
little bit
top
better.
10 or top 20. It's one of the two.
Yeah, there'll probably be somewhere from like 7 to like 20.
Yeah, it's really gonna be a mixed bag.
Bro, Florida State at number 14. This list is.
That is that's a
Yeah.
little too.
Oregon number 13. I could somewhat get behind that. Tennessee at number 12. No.
No, Tennessee. No.
This is kind of fun. Like we're just reacting to like stupid lists on the internet.
Bro, who made this list?
Fan Nation. College football.
They ain't no fans. They ain't no fans.
Oklahoma at number 11. Oklahoma was terrible.
Good. Yeah, they're not.
Penn State at number 10. I can see that.
That's a good rank. That's a good ranking.
Notre Dame at number 9.
Bro, I wish y'all could see this list.
Notre Dame should not be allowed to be ranked in the top 10 preseason.
Yeah, they should.
They should be top 20 though.
They could get really good, but yeah, you even
Clemson at number 8. I could see that.
like they're literally gonna be like
USC.
Colorado. They're just getting a bunch of.
Okay, Michigan at number 6. That's fucking stupid. They should be like top 3. Okay.
You said Michigan?
They got.
I thought you said Michigan State.
No, they have Michigan number 6.
Yeah, that's too low. I think you said Michigan State at number 6. I was like, that's a little too high.
Yeah, so this is recent. They're talking about like the back-to-back Big Ten wins. Okay, so this is like a recent thing too. They got Texas at number 5, unproven.
Yeah.
I think Texas will be a top 15.
They could be a really good team, but we don't know yet.
Ewers got hurt. That was the thing.
Yeah, true.
They almost beat Alabama actually.
It's crazy.
Alabama.
Alabama.
LSU number 4. No.
I don't think Alabama.
LSU will be top 10. I think LSU could be a top 10 team though.
Possibly. I just don't. I haven't really followed LSU football.
They're pretty
ever since
fucking
Joe
raw.
Burrow left.
They're pretty good. They're pretty fucking crazy.
I
Georgia.
I knew they were good, but
What is this list? They have Georgia at number 3.
who do they have at number 1?
Probably Ohio State.
They do. That's just
Wait,
that's just wrong.
ranking here as a 2-time defending champion. So they've won back to back, but they're at number 3. What kind of sense does that make? Okay, they got Ohio State number 1.
Yeah, that
Who lost
who lost their
who
best
lost to Michigan by 22 points.
with their best quarterback.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro. Okay, let me look at a better
And
list.
they lost so many. Didn't they also lose like a bunch of receivers too? Ohio State, like they lost a couple big guys.
Here's the ESPN one. I'm sorry for the. It's entertaining, but this is just dumb. Georgia number 1. Okay.
There, see, ESPN knows what they're fucking talking about.
Michigan number 2. Florida State number 3. I could actually see that.
Mm.
Ohio State and Alabama might get in the way though.
Just Florida State's a little unproven.
Oh, Florida State at number 3, bro. They got
Little too
USC at number 4.
Yeah, a little too high.
USC is the top 8.
Yeah, like that's the thing.
Yeah.
All these guys are like top 10, top 15 teams, but like
Ohio State number 5.
you got to put like in the top 3. You got to put Georgia, Michigan, and then shit. There's a lot.
I don't
like,
understand. I don't understand why they're disrespecting Tennessee so much.
Dude, Tennessee. I think Tennessee needs to prove themselves, but they're
They did.
going to be good.
They did.
Well, they proved themselves a little. Like they got really good, but like people with the talent they got this year, they're like everybody's expecting them to be a top 5 team.
Yeah.
But and they could be, but we don't know.
They should be at least. But like these preseason rankings have them outside of the top 10, which I think is disrespectful to the team because they beat Alabama and they also like when I think they ended the season like 11-1.
Tell me about which team?
Tennessee.
Wait, I thought that was the Fan Nation who put Tennessee at like 12.
This one too. They have 11.
Yes.
They should be like. I think for me, I would put it.
Well, like they getting rid of Hendon Hooker was like not.
They got
not
Joe
like,
Milton. They got Nico. They still have a good team though.
they'll have better quarterbacks than Henderson Hooker, who's already really good.
TCU number 16. Yeah, like I could see TCU.
That might be true.
I could see them being ranked, but I couldn't see them being like top tier. Yeah.
I feel like they're either being really good. They're either going to be really good or really bad. One or two.
Really, I see them as being like good but not great. Like I see them as like they're like a high level top ranked team, but they're not going to be like in the top tier bowl games.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tulane's good actually. They finished the year like number 14.
Yeah. Which team?
Tulane.
Tulane?
They beat USC in the bowl game, bro.
Oh, I think I saw.
And the year before that, they were like 1-11.
Yeah, they're usually so you don't really hear about too much though.
So we should both give our top 10s actually. That might be kind of fun
For college rankings?
for the preseason. Yeah, and then we can end the episode. Or did you want to talk about anything else?
We're already playing. But I think just a joke. We kind of got basically literally every. Yeah. Besides MLB, we basically nailed every single topic, and I think we could probably dive deeper into MLB like in the future because
I honestly have to do my research on that.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
But like, it's something like all this stuff is gonna build up sooner or later in the future. But just for rankings right now, I'll go top 10. Georgia, Michigan, number 3. See, that's a tough one. Like you could put anybody.
Yeah, there's like 3 teams I could put at number 3.
Yeah, literally, you could. Put
Or how about this? Besides Georgia and Michigan, we could just give like our top 10. Like Georgia 1, Michigan 2, and then the 8 teams that we think will be top 10.
Yeah.
Just to keep it more simple.
I mean, like, I think Oregon's not gonna be there, but they'll be close. Like, there's gonna be a lot of teams like that are like from like the 7 to 10.
It's competitive from like number 3 to 3 to like 15 is competitive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't really know who would be like a 3 to like 6. Who would be those teams? Because then you got like in the 7s to 10s, you got Penn State, Oregon, like.
Oh, Penn State's above Oregon, in my opinion at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like around that, like Tennessee.
Oh, bro, Tennessee.
They'll be a top 10. Florida State, possibly.
Yeah, they'll definitely be top 10. Are you ready to give your 10? I'm ready. I think I'm ready for mine.
I don't have anything from 3 to 6, so you go first.
Okay, so for me, I got Georgia number 1 and Michigan number 2, and then from 3 to 10, I don't have a specific ranking. I'll come up next episode. I will come up with a list, but for now, since we're freestyling, I'll give up the teams I think will be in the top 10. So obviously Georgia number 1, Michigan number 2. They've been in the playoff. They have the best records in the last 2 years. Georgia's won. Michigan hasn't been there yet, but they're going to be there soon. So Georgia, Michigan, and then obviously Ohio State, Alabama, and Tennessee are going to be in the top 10. Those will probably be like in the top 5. Those 3 teams. I think you got to include Florida State and USC. That's 7. I think Penn State and LSU will be up there too, so that's 9. And then I think Clemson. I think those teams then.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about Clemson.
So I think Georgia, Michigan. When it comes to number 3, I think it could either be Alabama, Ohio Ohio State or Tennessee,
Yeah.
or
But
Florida. There's a lot of teams. It's hard.
I feel like all
Yeah.
those, like both of those teams, though, are going to lose a step, especially because they lost their quarterbacks.
Alabama and Ohio State are kind of on the decline a little bit, at least for this year.
That's
So
they're going to be another team like in the top 10, but
low
I don't
key,
think they'll.
watch out for Florida. Watch out for Florida State and Tennessee. I think those teams are going to really put on a show.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
just so like off the top, you got Georgia, Michigan, or like literally in no particular order, like yeah, Tennessee, Oregon, USC,
That's 5 so far.
yeah, Florida State, Alabama, Ohio State, Penn State, and then I need two more.
I think you need one more.
Did I do? I thought I did or eight or maybe eight or. All right, I'll just do two more.
You can do 2 more just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Interesting. You got Oregon in the top 10.
yeah, I think they could be really good this year.
I got Oregon a little bit out of the top 10.
Yeah. Utah could. I think Utah's gonna be the top 10, honestly.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
then
interesting.
final team.
From 8 to 15, like because you also got like
You got so many teams.
you got
like
like
8 to
Texas
15.
is another team, Washington's another team.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. Like
Yeah, say Washington just for the fun of it. I'll put them at 10. Why not?
I see it as like Georgia and Michigan are just like the top level, and then it's just like from 3 to like 15 is a clusterfuck.
Exactly. It's like like
Yeah.
they're like at the highest point, and there's like
Yeah.
a level below them, and
Yeah.
that's the 3 to 15s,
Yeah.
and that's just all gonna be.
Oh, Notre Dame's another team, too.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Kentucky could be really good in the future, but not like
maybe not this year though. But
maybe. Yeah.
You have USC in your top 10 or no?
USC. Oh, I put USC in my top 10. Yeah.
What about Clemson? I got Clemson in my top 10.
I could. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking Clemson. Yeah, I could. I could also. I'd probably get rid of them for Oregon. Actually, I'll put Clemson.
Good idea. I think for the maybe next episode or like maybe over the summer since we're still kind of far. If a college football season is coming up, we could do like us two could do like a top 15 or top 20 list and see how it compares.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. You know what might happen in the future. But I think. Do you want to wrap this up?
I'm chilling, bro. I mean, so whatever you want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I think like we got through most of our topics, and like
Oh,
there's
yeah,
definitely stuff we
yeah.
could build up towards for next episode. I feel like it's a good like stopping point for
No,
now.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But,
I thought you wanted me to say something. We got to say
Well,
something to the team, bro.
you gotta say something for the outro though, for sure.
Yeah, we both do.
Yeah. Well, do you want to say anything first, or?
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. I'm chilling either way. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Hope you guys are sports fans, fans of college football, fans of basketball, soccer, hockey. I think sports are a great thing. I think they're a thing that you can. Obviously, you shouldn't spend your whole day watching sports because that's like a waste of your life. But I think sports are cool because they teach you a lot about like teamwork and motivation. So I think that's a positive thing for our society. And our goal here, at least my goal, you can talk as long. You can feel free to talk a long time too.
Yeah.
But is to like just like touch on these topics, hopefully inspire people, have fun, just challenge your thinking, creative thinking.
Yeah, I like it. But yeah, just kind of also like going off that, like in the future, we're definitely going to be doing a lot more of that stuff. Just kind of like, touching on these topics and like when they especially build up, like especially what's going on with NIL and like all these other like things going on. We even didn't even get the fights, which we should talk about like next episode.
Oh yeah, for sure. We've talked about plenty on this episode, like the fighting, MMA, boxing, NIL, baseball. Like there's plenty of stuff to talk to in the future. I think as of right now, we've talked about plenty of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And then like so then in the future, like we'll for sure get some episodes done and like get a bunch of people like have like a huge conversation about like everything and maybe even have those lists. So thank you guys so much for watching, staying in tune, and make sure if you like the video to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. We'll try to post this on like other platforms and stuff at some point, but we're gonna figure it out. But thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out, ladies.
Peace. Have a great one.
Peace out. Have a great one. For sure.